Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I was just thinking about what I did earlier today, and we were weeding, and I find a lot of joy in weeding nowadays. There's just so much that you can think about. I always think about weeds as being those negative thoughts in our head that we're pulling out, and so often earlier in the spring, you get a whole, although that's still happening with grasses that, but especially in the spring, you'll get one, and then you'll find when they have those root systems underneath and they're coming off of another plant, and you dig up and you get more and more and more, or you dig down and you think you've got it, but you just get deeper and deeper and deeper, and you're just pulling out these weeds and their roots. But negative thoughts, and sometimes it's just the little easy ones, and there's just fun in that. And then the big ones that you maybe work harder, but there's so much. It's this big mass, you take it out and you feel all happy. But then you mostly run out of weeds. I mean, there's always weeds to pull out. And I know I've used these analogies before about the more plants there are, the more life there is, the less weeds. I know weeds are life too, but they're not what we want. And I notice in neighbors' yards and everything that the ones that actually plant new plants after they weed, you don't really need to weed much. Whereas if you don't plant anything, you don't nourish life, you don't focus on life, weeds grow right back and they're worse. And so I always say, instead of just focusing on pulling out the weeds, no matter how fun it is, look at life, fill yourself with life, right? Well, there's less weeding to do at the end of the summer, but there is still, and I got the opportunity to do quite a lot of weeding where we filled an entire yard waste, large yard waste bin in maybe 20 minutes. I mean, it was just massive weeds and even dandelions and everything that are usually quite hard to pull out. You need a trowel or whatever, and I'm just grabbing and yanking, grabbing, yanking, grabbing, yanking. It was so easy. Roots were coming out. It's like, this is fun. Wow, this is. I mean, we can watch and just have to take it in seconds, and we were just laughing like, what is going on? And we realized that the soil was just so dry, and I guess I've never done really a lot of weeding at the end of the summer, maybe here and there, and maybe in our garden it's getting watered. And so it's like, wow, behind how this just areas that it's not being watered at all, they come out super easy. And it was really fun. And I thought, wow, how can we make big giant thoughts? Because it was actually more fun to get a big giant plant with a big giant root than the little ones. But they were both easy to get out. So it wasn't, I was thinking, are the big ones easier? No, they might be easier to see though, right? I could spot that big toxic thought or that big negative stronghold, that big lie, that big pop, whatever you want to call it, really easy. So it was just grab the whole thing, grab it easy. But those little tiny ones were, honestly, they were easier. It was just, they were so easy that it was hard to compare. But yes, the little tiny ones were even easier. But I was just thinking about it. This was hours ago, and I was thinking about it later in the day, and it's like, that soil was dry. There hadn't been any attention put on those thoughts, right? Nobody was caring for those thoughts. Everybody was ignoring them. Nobody was looking at them. They were over in this other section of garden, adding life to it and nourishing it. And this whole other section was just left. Nobody watered it or cared for it or even looked at it. So it was easy to pull them out. And so often I think we think, I've got to stare at this negative thought, this stronghold. I've got to stare at it. I've got to work on it. I've got to dig it out. I've got to think of my past. I have to do that. The truth is, we know that's not true. I mean, I know this is just an analogy, but we know that's not true. We're supposed to keep our eyes on things that are above, right? We are seated with Christ. We're supposed to keep our thoughts on things that are above and seek Him. We're supposed to think on things that are pure, noble, and praiseworthy. Rejoice always, give thanks in all circumstances, right? Have gratitude. And so if we do that and are thinking on all these wonderful things, we're not even looking at the weeds. They just dry up and die. And whatever we give our attention to grows. So whatever you're looking at grows, right? Just like the analogies of a pothole, and you're riding your bicycle, don't look at the pothole, notice it, and then make a choice to look around it and don't look at it. Otherwise, you'll go into it. So these weeds just got ignored, and they grew, of course. I mean, it's summer, right? And it just rained a little bit. They got nourished in other ways, but they were as easy to pull out. The biggest weeds that were the easiest of even the small weeds. I mean, just so easy to pull out. It just made me think, yep, it's because nobody cared for them or looked at them until one day we went, oh, we've got life all over here. Let's just yank these out, fill an entire yard with, and it was so easy. So I just encourage you to just keep looking at the truth. There may be a moment. I mean, it was just, oh, we have like 10 minutes right now, or 20 minutes right now. Let's just do this right now. No biggie. Just, yep, no biggie. And then we'll turn right back to life. And so just focus on life. Just focus on life, nourishing, focusing on gratitude and rejoicing in all things and thinking on things that are above. And then if you suddenly notice a weed, but you haven't looked at it in forever, you just yank it out. You've got so much truth to replace it with. So much truth to replace it, right? We're replacing those lies with truths. We're replacing the negative strongholds and core belief patterns with positive ones. And so easy peasy, just focus on truth, focus on life, and the other will come out with ease. So anyway, I hope that it's just fun and helps you think about what to focus on and not get caught up on staring at the weeds or the negative thoughts. Hope you have just a wonderful day. Please do like and share and subscribe. And if it helps you at all, it helps. There's just so other people can see it. That's how YouTube works, that they need to see comments and likes and subscribes to share it with anybody else. So anyway, thank you for doing that, and join us live for all sorts of classes. You can go to my website and see all the stuff that we do together. It's awesome. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.